Alright, everything, once again, should be more or less good. But before we hop in and do some of the running around, we do have some support scenes to see, which will be great for letting me continue to let my voice rest a bit. So let's start off seeing who's Claude got some opportunities to meet with.
There we go. Time for a break.
Hey, Raphael, that's quite a load you've got there.
It was my turn to do the shopping again, but I might have overdone it.
Aren't those trips usually for food supplies? Why did you pick up a bunch of spears and gauntlets as well?
I was passing by the smithy, and the old man called me over. He said he was finished repairing the training weapons, so I grabbed them since I was already there.
I see. And those books?
I had just left the smithy when I ran into a merchant I recognized. He said he had some books that he brought for the library, so I took them off his hands.
Right. And that desk?
Oh, this? Can you believe someone threw this away?
How much
It
did
only
you
needs a
grab
little
in one
work and it'll be
trip,
good as new.
man?
Someone around here was just saying that they needed a desk.
Built like an
Of
ox.
course. Now, this is just a friendly observation, but I see surprisingly little of the food supplies that we actually need.
He got hungry, didn't he?
Well, I worked up an appetite from carrying all this stuff.
Oh, I saw that
so,
coming.
I had a snack on my way back.
Raphael, I appreciate the thought, but you can't get so carried away with helping out like that. You helped us all right out of dinner. And now that I've seen your struggle, I have no choice but to join in this vicious cycle of charity. Here, I'll lend you a hand.
All of this stuff is pretty heavy. Are you sure you can handle it?
I'm sure he can handle a
insult
few
me.
things.
And no, I can't. I'll only carry the books and offer my support as you handle the rest.
Well, look, taking a little bit off his hands, still a nice gesture. Let's keep going through them.
Claude,
Also, this would be a good
Why didn't you
opportunity
say
for me to learn
anything?
how to pronounce everybody's
You were praying
names.
so fervently, I didn't want to interrupt.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I wasn't praying.
No? What then?
I was just thinking about the goddess.
Were you now?
Not here. Let's go somewhere else.
So, you were pondering the existence of the goddess then?
Yes. All right, consider this. The archives here have all kinds of texts about the goddess, right? But when people tell stories of the goddess, it's only myths and legends that glorify her.
They probably hope to rake in more followers by glorifying the goddess as much as possible. That would be why the church tends to quietly shove all of their more questionable records under some secret rug somewhere.
Claude,
Just like every
Don't
organization.
put words in my mouth. That's not what I said. I was just wondering what the goddess looks like. That's the kind of thing I like to think about.
What the goddess looks like? Well, I suppose if she really exists, she probably looks a lot like us. In fact, she probably wouldn't be so different from that old woman working here in the dining hall.
What, Claude? Please stop.
The woman who
The
feeds
goddess I
us,
imagine
the
is
real goddess.
absolutely beautiful.
How rude of you, Ignatz. I'm sure that old woman was lovely back in her day.
Also, the goddess, yeah, would be quite advanced in age.
Ah, so I see. If one were to combine this incantation method with the power of a crest, then in theory, it should...
Hey there. Still studying, are we? Isn't it past your bedtime?
Claude, I really don't appreciate you interrupting me right now.
But if you don't get your sleep, you're never gonna grow big and strong.
Uh-huh. The last thing I need is you fretting over me as though I'm some child. I'm only a few years younger than you know. Hardly worth noting. Furthermore, my grades in
When
magic
your
and
age is in the
basically
lower
every other subject
range,
are
a
far
few
higher
years
than
starts to
yours.
matter.
Whoa there. I'm not trying to treat you like a child, I promise. This is me treating you like a princess. Now, come along, princess. Brush your teeth and get yourself ready for bed. I could read you a story if that helps.
Ugh, the audacity. Whatever it is you think you're treating me like, it's unendingly annoying.
If a child and a princess are out, what's left? Should I treat you as a noble hero? Draw your sword, Lysithea. If you wish to continue studying, you must first defeat me in battle.
That'd be a fun one. Let's see how that goes
Come
over.
now, face me like the hero of legend that you are.
I find myself speechless in the wake of your staggering ignorance. Now, please, leave me be.
Okay, I can take a hint. But in all seriousness, you shouldn't neglect your sleep. You'll fall ill if you push yourself too hard. Oh, and just so you know, I heard a rumor that this library is haunted.
Ah, so she's not a fan of ghosts.
It's probably not true. Right? Right. Anyhow, I'm off to bed. Good night.
You know, I am suddenly rather sleepy. Excuse me while I see myself out.
No matter how she tries to hide it, she's still a young girl at heart.
Hey, look, just because no one here is afraid of ghosts doesn't mean it's not a real fear. People have feared a lot worse, or a lot less fearful. I'm reminded of an image of people who are terrified of kittens or puppies or something like that made the rounds a while back. The idea that people could
what?
actually fear kittens and puppies.
Marianne, have the
What
gods
the
taken
heck?
pity on my lost soul and revealed
Totally a
this
real
sign
thing,
to
though.
me? I've been researching the 10 elites of Fodlan, but I can't tell fact from fiction. Anyhow, what can I help you with?
Well, I found this pendant, and I think it's yours.
Ah, right you are. Yeah, honestly, I'd resigned myself to never seeing it again. It's a keepsake from my uncle, who has passed on. If I truly lost it, my grandfather would have had my head.
I'd
Thanks for
assume,
returning it to
not
me,
literally,
Marianne.
you kind
saved
of
my tail.
are meant to be his heir.
Please, it was nothing. I should be...
No, I think that's enough researching for today. Why don't you join me for a nice chat?
I just came to deliver the pendant.
And
Sounds
deliver it you
awfully
did.
lonely to only talk to those whom you have business with. Do you really dislike talking to people that much?
It's just... I never know what to say. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. We'll figure it out as we go. Tell me, are you like this with your father too? Within the Alliance, Margrave Edmund is prone to debate. With a father like that, I would have thought...
Margrave Edmund is my adoptive father.
Oh, is he? I didn't know. Where were you born?
That is none of your concern. I really must be going.
Alright, she's got a couple of secrets.
She's hiding something, that much is clear.
Although,
But that just makes me all the more desperate to know her secrets.
I kind of get where she's coming with the whole never knowing what to say. Story of my life. Look, human interactions. Not the strongest suit.
Huh? Are you actually reading, Hilda? I thought you hated studying.
I'm sure it's not a...
Oh, hush. It's
Not
just
for
a
the
letter
class.
from my brother. He sends them all the time.
Your brother, huh? Isn't he known as a great general of the Alliance? A true beacon of...
Don't even start. That's got nothing to do with me.
Uh-oh, better not let your brother hear you say that. 'Twould break his fraternal heart. But all joking aside, it sounds like he really cares for you.
You can say that again. He must be rather bored, too, now that the situation in Elmira has settled down.
Ah, the Elmirans, the Eastern Menace, as they're often called. I did hear your brother had fought them a number of times. In fact, I hear he's even gone toe-to-toe with Nadir, the great Elmiran warrior.
Nadir the Undefeated, was it? Just another grizzled old man as far as I'm concerned. But my father was ecstatic when he heard my brother had defeated him. He paraded my brother all over our territory. What a pain that must have been for our people.
A pain? Any celebration is something to be enjoyed. Celebration puts smiles on faces faster than anything. I'm sure even you at least congratulated him, right?
See, even
smile
people who
from
don't like
you
to
would
step
surely
outside,
mean the
everybody loves a
world to
good
your
parade.
brother.
Well, sure. Then he got all worked up and started saying things like, I am the protector of Fodlan.
That's not far from the truth, you know? Why do you think the Elmirans have been so quiet lately? They're wary of your brother. If House Goneril of the Border were a bunch of weaklings, the Elmirans would have invaded Fodlan a long time ago.
You talk about it as though you've spoken to the Elmirans yourself.
Well, I am heir to the leading house of the Alliance. I'm privy to all kinds of information, whether I like it or not.
You act so nonchalant about your studies, but you know so much about politics and history. You're a hard guy to grasp, you know that, Claude?
Oh, I disagree. I'd let you grasp me any day. My hand, my heart, even my neck. But if you want to know all of my secrets...
Even my neck.
you'll
Just
have
go
to
ahead
hear
and start
yours as
choking
well.
me out. Oh, it's like you know that you sometimes put your foot in your mouth, Claude. Man, I have a lot of these built up. I underestimated just how many we
Water's
have.
supposed to be this cold.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, what's that noise? What are you doing?
Alright, I think he's
Sorry.
washing dishes and I just
Sorry.
accidentally hit the A
Okay.
button.
Another fine mess I've gotten myself into.
What happened, Claude? You're soaked.
The student whose turn it was to do the dishes today was ill, so I volunteered to take his place.
The man
dining
can
hall
do
lady was on my
everything
case the
except
whole
the
time,
dishes. You
breaking
serious?
Getting water everywhere. Actually, not everywhere. Mostly on myself. It was just one big mess. It wore me right out, too. I could really use a nap about now.
You might be a noble with a fancy bloodline, but you sure don't act the part.
Being noble or common doesn't have anything to do with washing dishes.
Oh, I dare say most nobles would refuse to do it. But hey, I prefer it your way. You don't act like you're better than everyone.
I'm honored that you acknowledge my greatness. And I'm rather fond of your blunt way of praising a person's strengths, too.
Really? To be honest, I don't actually trust my own ability to read people. I like to look for the good in them, but that doesn't always mean it's really there. I mean, you seem like a good person, but your heart could be black for all I know.
You say you can't figure people out, but what you said just now was pretty shrewd. It's wise not to trust appearances alone.
I'll keep that in mind. Though, I'm not sure I should be taking advice from someone covered in dish suds.
Ah, I see your point.
Alright, we just cleared out, I think, all of Claude's interactions here. Yeah, but I am really thinking that it's about time we get out and do some exploring. We'll pick those up in between. I want to go through and chat with people myself and pick up a few things that should be about ready. Always got to go to the garden area because that's where I get a lot of my freebies. Well, not quite free, but pretty cheap. Alright, a couple of veggies. Really not feeling those as much as the flowers. So let's just pump a few more flowers into the ground. And give them a nice pruning. Right, so
Maybe.
we have to go speak with everyone again.
Professor.
Don't really have to, but I want to see what they have to... What's with the orange one? Oh, it's one of the professors.
Professor, I hope you're well. As for me, I had a date with a splendid specimen of a knight. But now he's suddenly not in the mood to see me again. I blame all these rumors of a deathly figure showing up in town. Such an uproar must
Hold
have,
on.
beyond
Rumors of a
reason,
deathly
drawn his
figure.
attention away from me.
What would that be doing in our... Oh, no, can't give you that. What would that be doing in our area? Definitely give me some of those sword skills. I really need to get my my magic underway too. I might just switch over to the mage class or the monk or whatever they call it, just so that I can actually do some of that. The magic is a really nice skill to have.
What's the matter? You're running all over creation. Ah, you don't believe Lady Rhea is the real target, do you?
No,
Even
it's
so,
got to be.
The knights have their
It's got to be a
orders.
distraction.
We can't abandon our duty to guard Lady Rhea.
As they
The
said
goddess's
before,
rite
it
of
really
rebirth
wouldn't
is an
be
important event for
as
the Church of
obvious
Saros.
as they made it.
They say it's the day when the goddess will return to walk among us. Not too likely, if you ask me. Best if you keep that to yourself.
What can you teach me to be better at? The riding. The riding is something I want to have. Any opportunity to cross more distances, really
Rumor
useful.
has it that Death himself has been appearing
Especially
in
since my
Garreg
character can fill out
Mach.
so
They
many
say
roles.
He appears every night and kidnaps folks. I wonder what happens to them.
can't recruit you yet,
You
but
think I would be a good fit for your... I'm not sure. There's still a lot I want to learn from my current class. Sorry to disappoint.
so what do you need? You need magic and faith. Those are things that I'm actually currently trying to get better at. So could be a... Yeah? You okay, buddy?
So sleepy. Too sleepy.
I
found
feel
an
you on that
interesting
one.
book in the library. Got so caught up reading it, I forgot to sleep. Interesting discovery.
I don't feel
though.
you on that one.
The coffins of the 4 saints in the sanctum each have their crests carved into them.
I just
I'll
wore
need to find
myself
a way
out
down
trying
there
to
and get a look.
work off my lunch. And so I'm going to be a little bit trying to figure out how I'm going to... What do we have here? You like books? Is
not
this
mine.
yours? Nope, guess not. Yeah, we don't have any gifts. Alright.
That's so.
Yeah, I wound up just having McDonald's just going to get that, and so I had to work some of it off, and... man.
Hello there.
Getting into that exercise routine, it doesn't
Lady
stick
Rhea
well.
lifts the spirits of all the people of Fodlan. We cannot allow her to come to any harm.
Alright, we had you in our last mission.
Hi,
You
Professor.
really had
I've
some
actually got
rough
plans,
times trying
so let's talk
to
some other
hold your
time.
own with us. Dex and flying. I don't think we're gonna make that happen. I'm going the horse route, not the Pegasus route. The Dex stat would be easy for us to meet, but I don't see the other one happening. Feels deeply repentant. I don't know who that would be. At least not yet. We'll have to figure out some more things about some of our class. Okay, so this is I think I'm near where I can do the amiibo. You get out of my way, you asshole. Go. No. Anyways, while I was thank you. While I was out, there was a package that came, and in it were some of the new amiibos that I picked up. So right now I have the Pokemon Trainer and Pichu in front of me, so since they're brand new and I haven't scanned these in on anything else, let's get those out of the way right now. I hope that's not it telling me that they were already scanned, because there's no way that happened. They're literally brand new. I just opened them.
I was thinking.
Alright. I guess whatever has to do with that. Let's just go through and hit these quest lines up.
Setting fire to the stables to distract everyone, to cause a commotion.
Ferdinand
It
is one of the
the
guys
oldest
that I
trick
would
in the
like to
book,
recruit as well.
But I
And I
cannot
think
shake the
one of
thought
his
that
was
our
writing.
enemies may attempt it. I will stand guard and watch over the stable.
I'd have to, if I had to guess, it would be strength in writing.
Professor, here to recruit me, I presume? Well, the eldest son of House...
What? Dex and heavy armor. No, you aren't riding.
It
Alright.
is. I will stand... Please, do me a favor.
T for 2. Oh, so now we can... I bet I know exactly who would want that. If I can find... Oh, there he was, Dimitri. Dimitri's one of those elegant guys. I bet if I give him the T set, that'll complete that
All
one.
this talk of assassination plots. It brings back dark memories I prefer to keep buried. I doubt there is any correlation, and yet... it is nothing. I am sorry for allowing my mind to wander. My focus should be solely on guarding the monastery right now.
No? You aren't the T set guy? Oh boy. Alright, so I guess we'll go around to all the fancy pants and see who wants a T set.
Okay.
My next bet is Lorenz.
Are we really
Although
just
he's
taking
got a
Claude's
mission
word
himself.
for it? If so, I doubt anything will come of this. It is all probably just some sort of distasteful joke. I find it highly unlikely that anyone would be foolish enough to barge in here and cause a disturbance.
but you really can't just take that at face value.
How kind of you.
There we go.
I will have to repay
Completion
you sometime.
done. Thank you for your help, Professor. There is nothing quite like a tea party to brighten your spirits, don't you think? If you would like to get to know someone better, try inviting them to have tea with you. We can have tea with people now. Awesome. Alright, so that's Edelgard. Who do we want to have tea with? Who are even our options? You know what? We have some people we're looking to try and recruit with us. Let's go ahead and invite one of them to have some tea with us.
Lord Lenato's rebellion may have been quelled, but the unrest in Fargus isn't dying down anytime soon. The board.
So, no? No tea. Do I not? I have tea. I absolutely have tea, right? Wouldn't be there, though. I could have sworn on that one. Yeah, we have a lot of tea. Alright. Guess the tea is not on the table. Alright, let's head over here, and I think that's near the graveyard? Is that what's up there? It seems like they don't want me down there yet, but I think that's what's over here. Artificial flower.
Professor?
And once again, I
hey,
think I know where
Professor.
that's going to
I
go.
was just reading this letter from... Do you know him? He's a pretty big deal in the Empire. He only writes to ask how my training's going, or how many monsters I've killed. Stuff like that. Hey,
What's your
I got a favor
quest?
to ask.
Do you know about the fighting tournaments here at the monastery? I hear anyone can get involved. Oh, I know. You and I should sign up, Professor. I don't think I'm allowed to compete. But once again, another opportunity to build up my professor rank points. So, we're definitely going to do that. I still don't have any gifts to give. You might be good for the
that's
tattered
definitely
overcoat,
mine.
though.
You really saved me with this. I owe you one, Professor.
Alright, so that was yours. And I don't think any of those are going to be yours. And one of my students actually wears, I think it's Lorenz, actually wears a fake flower. So if anybody was going to lose one, it would be him. Or at least he
Are we
wears
really
a
just
flower.
taking Claude's word for it? If so, I doubt anything will come of this. It is all probably just some sort... I find it highly unlikely that anyone would be foolish enough to...
So, did you lose this?
Most kind. Thank you for bringing this to me.
Awesome. And the other one that I'm pretty certain on is going to be the... Oh, we have some people that actually want to talk to us there. It's going to be the button, and that's going to be with Raphael. So, let's go see him and drop that off. We also have to talk to Claude to get the actual missions going. Who's in here? Can I not talk to you?
In the fighting? I'm so thankful you made it out alive. I don't know what we would do if we lost you.
Nah, I think we're gonna hold our own pretty well. I bet you are magic, aren't you?
Very interesting.
No, charisma and authority. Alright. One of those I'm just naturally going to build up through just because I think the authority builds up as long as you have units with you, so... Don't have much.
Oh, have you such a
What did I just pick up? Know what? No, not worth looking at. We're just gonna keep moving on. I thought we could have tea already, but maybe not.
No.
Don't really need to speak to you because I'm pretty sure you're one of the guys that I won't even be able to recruit. You are anchored to the prince.
To figure out our foe's intentions, we need information. Lots of it. Or any, at the least. For now, try going around the monastery and looking for suspicious locations. You should also try chatting folks up to see if they know anything. Once we've got things narrowed down, let's meet up and compare notes.
Definitely going to use the fast travel
Can I
for
ask you a
that.
favor?
But we can get right on it. Bag of tea leaves. So
lost
who
item.
would be interested in tea? I mean, given that we can invite so many people to tea, it seems like it would be almost anyone.
I don't know who's to blame for all this commotion, but it's frankly a huge inconvenience. With everyone stuck on guard duty, our study and training time has been drastically reduced.
I agree. It is very inconvenient.
For now, let's...
I guess I'll just ask everybody about that. Or I won't, because that will take too much time. And there's a little bit of a schedule to keep. Let's head south through the reception hall. Hilda?
Hello. I'm in charge of managing all records for the Golden Deer House. Oh, but I don't have any information of note right now. Go ahead
So
and
in other
continue
words,
your
your job is
investigation
easy.
and put a little extra effort into it, please.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything for you either, or any gifts. Continuing our way down to the next mission, guy.
I've been in town procuring some supplies for Flame.
What
Nothing
kind
out
of
the ordinary.
supplies?
Do not trouble yourself over it. I have something to ask of you.
A band of thieves have been raiding villages in the north of Fargus. Reports indicate they have made an old tower their stronghold. Do you have any idea where it might be? So I bet that's going to be a fight mission. Definitely something we can go do. And we'll need to stop off and pick up all of these on our way before we get back to more combat.
It would be terrible if the greenhouse was targeted. The plants in here are incredibly valuable. This place contains the heart of Garrett Mock's 995-year history. So many beautiful flowers, plants that can save or end lives.
Plants that can end lives, you say? Sounds like a possible target, if nothing else, than for something for them to raid. Pick up a few of those poisons and, you know, maybe make a second attempt for the assassination.
Something in the monastery that someone might go after? There's so much here, I couldn't possibly name just one. Even this here kitchen contains precious wares, wine bottles from centuries past and the like. I hear that stuff is fancy, but not very drinkable. I doubt...
Yeah, and I don't think wine would be something somebody would target, considering the risk it takes just to get in here. What else we got? Up here by the graveyard again. It's a shame we were... Yep. The running is so sensitive. Definitely a me thing, but hard to control nonetheless. I have business here. You can watch your ass, buddy. My business is right over here.
It is the church's treasure vault. I say treasure, but I do not mean silver and gold and jewels. It mostly contains weapons, artifacts, and the like.
Such
Anything that would
as
cause
super
too
rare
great a stir,
weapons?
should it be stolen?
Like the Thunder brand?
The church knows better than to store anything too valuable in such an accessible location.
Never mind. I think that answered my question. So what else do we have? Something in... Oh, that's right. We had an entire tournament we could partake in. And we open up Thunderbrand replica. That's cool. Opens up with a sword tournament. So I don't think we have anybody that good with a sword. Although I guess Hilda isn't bad and she has a huge level advantage. Let's give that a shot. I think if anybody's going to have an opportunity to win, it will be her. Also, it's the first tournament. Maybe it'll be nice and easy on me.
Sorry, did I hurt you?
Oh, they come in just uninjured every time. Oh, but we have two opportunities to heal ourselves, so I guess that's okay.
I put in some work.
This is the quarterfinals, and we've taken like what, 6 damage, something like that. I think we've got this in the bag.
You lost to me?
Are we even going to need to heal? Still don't need to put those, to use either of the healing options. And it doesn't look like there's any way to do that during the fight. So I might as well do it in between anyways, whether it's needed or not. Yeah, I actually don't think the healing is needed, but, you know, top ourselves off anyways. You never know what's going to happen. With a hit percentage of 88, I suppose we could miss a shot, and then we'd be in a real bad spot.
Sweaty.
But that's real nice. That went by pretty easy. And I'm gonna take that professor out, that professor level up.
I'm glad
with
I
a smile.
asked you.
That does eat up the rest of my time, but there are some more spots we have to go through. Luckily, none of these tasks take up units of time to complete. Because otherwise, we'd have to spend a second day this month wandering around. And I'd like to limit that if I can. 3 notes to take care of while we're here. I'm trying to read any book about reason I can get my hands on, but now and again, I'll come across ones that's written in a foreign language. How can I read those? Translation would be good, so would studying the other language, but that would take so long. How about trying to get a translator? Okay. You just want to learn a new language to read some new books? I mean, fair play to you, but that takes a long time. I'm not good at talking to others. I can talk to birds, horses, and other animals just fine. But when it comes to people, I freeze up. I'd try pretending they're a horse? Seems like a weird one, but we'll give it a shot. Those notes seem to be from Marianne. Marianne is satisfied with your response. Okay, look. As somebody who has had a lot of trouble, like, public speaking, the idea of imagining things like that, at least for me, not only does it not work, it makes an extra step that makes things even harder for you. I think the best way to go about it is to ease yourself in, but force it continuously. Join a group where all you do is just stand in front of people and speak. Maybe just have a bunch of communications with parts of your family who, like, by the rules of family interrelationships, as long as things aren't bad to begin with, they can't really hate you for trying to just better yourself. Communicate with them. Pick them out of, and just be like, hey, you know, we normally don't do this, but I'm really trying to step out of my comfort zone. Those are the ways that worked well for me. And do it often. I feel like the tough fighters who become legends mostly use swords and lances. Are those really the weapons you have to wield if you want to make your mark in history? Absolutely not. Hector from Fire Emblem 7, one of my favorite characters in the entire, I think it's 7, in the entire franchise. We'll go with fight with the weapon that suits you. I was running out of time. He used primarily axes, and in almost every depiction of him, he's got an axe in hand. And he is one of the more well-known characters, and one of my favorite in the entire franchise. The well? Black steel sand at the well. You know what?
Have you
Sure,
visited
whatever.
The Goddess Tower? It's a sacred place used for rituals and the like. In general, students aren't allowed entry. But as you'd expect, that rule just excites their curiosity. Well, at least for this month, that kind of behavior is totally unthinkable. We have a lot more security, what with the goddess's right of rebirth.
Is that the Goddess Tower right there? If it's off limits to the students, can I go in? Apparently not. Apparently it is also off limits to the staff. Although maybe that has something to do with the event coming up.
Professor, I am afraid I have acted a bit childishly toward my brother recently. Given the circumstances, I requested that he provide me with some candies. Silly of me, really. The timing was improper, and I regret it very much now. Oh, but more importantly, this place is off limits, Professor. It is only open to the public
really?
on the day of the goddess's
I mean,
rite
we're
of
not
rebirth.
inside yet. You know, bend the rules all the time.
Here's an idea. On the day of the rite, the monastery will be open to the public, including the Holy Mausoleum. The Holy Mausoleum is where the tomb of the divine Saros lies. There she slumbers, eternally.
So not only would it be a good opportunity to possibly get a shot at Rhea,
it's sealed with a powerful
but
magic
also all of
to
the
protect against
rare
would-be
artifacts
grave
that
robbers.
would clearly be down there. So, an attempt at making an assassination plot, and even some thievery. Good options on that day.
I can't stop thinking about Lenato. I'm sorry, Professor. I know this isn't the time, but I just can't get past it.
Oh, that is rude. The guy is grieving and is, pull yourself together. Buck up, buddy. Everybody's got to have their time to grieve.
Thank you. No matter what happens, I promise you I'll do my part.
You know what? Take it easy. You lost someone close to you, and you really don't want to just jump in when you don't have to. Alright, we have the library and somebody up there to speak with. To get the few more parts to this puzzle to try and figure out just where are they going to try to target. Read these books that someone left out. Free experience towards my professor level. Are there any more? No. Alright. What do we have in the library that's worth stealing?
Library that you cannot find anywhere else. But once you are here, you can read them easily enough. I doubt someone would go to the trouble of stealing one. Sometimes Seteth will dispose of books that are deemed inappropriate for the monastery, but that's about it. In a way, I suppose that makes those particular volumes more valuable, right?
Alright, so still a lot of things that could be stolen, but nothing that screams worth the risk so far. At least nothing that I can remember. The only thing is, like, maybe the poisons in the... But, I mean, even that doesn't seem like it fits.
Might you have come looking for me because you were worried about my safety?
Sure, I was worried.
But your concern means a great deal.
Really can't do anything but tell you that I'm concerned, because I'm out of points today. Alright, one more all the way down here. So what do you have?
Unbelievable. What a terrifying story. However, an assassination attempt on Lady Rhea is doomed to fail.
I'd completely agree.
You think the goal may be different than simple assassination? Intriguing. I suppose the priceless objects in this room could perhaps draw thieves. However, there's no one but...
Still confident on that. I'm of the mind that if somebody was going to break in here at this point, if somebody was going to break in here, they would want to go into that room that's going to be open to the public. It's going to be, once again, publicly open the only time in the year. So there'd be a lot of people there. A great opportunity for somebody to blend in with the crowd. And then, as far as being able to... Oh, what do we have over here? A warning for anyone heading to Canand Tower. It seems some thieves have made the tower their hideout. Alright. So there's another thing to deliver. Where is Seteth? Where is Seteth indeed? Oh, is he in here?
Let's see.
No, that's right, he's over here. come on, Matt. Work with me.
Professor.
And head south through all this.
Okay.
Best pest practices. Don't need to worry about that, but I will take the points.
Well done. You have my thanks.
Alright, yeah. Got you the information. That's pretty much it for that. Back to Claude, but before that I need to pick up whatever... Ooh, pick this up too. Whatever event is supposed to be happening up here.
Professor.
Lorenz? Really? Yeah, it's a good time to speak with me. Let's go for it.
Professor, I understand that you were looking to speak with me.
Not in
Perhaps you would like
particular,
some
but
insight
go for
on
it.
how to write your next lecture? While I do have a great many ideas, it would be inappropriate to... Oh, am I mistaken? If that's the case, then what can I do for you?
It's about the female students.
The ladies have complained? To you? About me? Preposterous. There must be some mistake.
I gotta say, I like
I am
the ego
heir
on
of
this
the
guy.
noble House Gloucester. It is bred in me to treat all people with respect. Rest assured, you will not find anyone more upstanding than yours truly. Perhaps the issue is that the splendor of my noble presence is driving the ladies to distraction. If that is the crime, I do confess. I hope I've not troubled the ladies' hearts unduly.
Man, the ego on this guy is great. It is your advances they seem to find troubling.
Outrageous! That's absurd. Who would dare to allege such slander?
I mean, if you're making the advances, and they're not wanted, then it's not slander, it's the fact of the matter.
Of all the...
And you've kind of just admitted that you've made these advances.
Well, I suppose I have offered several of them the honor of dining with me. It is impossible to tell if even the most well-bred young lady is a suitable companion for me, merely by the sight of her. So, in order for us to get to know each other properly, it is appropriate that we dine together. Thus far, they have all declined, oddly enough. For some reason, they seem to be exercising some form of restraint when speaking with me. I would never insist, of course. But I will admit I have, on occasion, after a day's pause, issued repeat invitations, in the fashion and style of a gentleman.
Okay, so it's the idea that you're asking multiple times that's the problem.
What? Ridiculous! Dinner invitations from me a problem? The very idea.
I'm gonna say, you know, going in and making the first shot, it's expected. If you have interest, you give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
I cannot believe such a thing.
It's the continued
This isn't the result of some
issue
sort of
that's bringing this into question.
Someone has clearly devised a conspiracy against me. Someone who envies my position, who seeks to soil my sterling reputation with foul rumors. How crude. Please, Professor, it is beneath you to fall victim to such petty and obscene tactics. I implore you to take greater care in the future. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a great deal of work to do. Farewell.
That's gonna come back to bite you, isn't it? So, in a moment to try and say, hey, buddy, just take it easy a bit, we instead got the outcome of somebody's out to get me, and now paranoia sets in, along with the other... Oh, hey, here we go.
I bet the enemy's using this assassination nonsense
A happy
just
distraction.
to sneak in and
Thank
raid
you.
the pantry. What do you think, Professor?
Look, I don't think you're right, but I'm gonna say you're right, because I know that that's exactly what you would do if you were breaking in.
I'm right, all right. My animal instinct is telling me that the enemy is after our best meats.
I mean, if this was like Potato Girl from Attack on Titan, absolutely. But, no, I think we're dealing with somebody with a bit more deviousness to their intentions. That said, somewhere, I do have... Ah, here it is, your button.
Hey! I can't believe I dropped this. Thanks for bringing it to me.
Nah, we're all good. Let me just make sure I don't have anything else that I think is something of yours. I think we're good. Alright, Claude, where are you? we're ready to wrap this up and get on with more of the gameplay.
Thanks. That was a big help.
Oh, the owl feathers are really good items. I think
Something the
everybody
church
likes them.
values
Or at least everybody
above
I've given
all
one to
else.
seems to
And
enjoy
on the
them.
day of the rite, it'll be open to the public, making it easier than ever to get inside. That's gotta be it, right?
It's gotta be the Holy Mausoleum.
Bullseye. We don't know the enemy's intentions, not yet. But our best bet is that their target will be the Holy Mausoleum.
Yeah, see, my theory done thunk to be possibly correct. Alright, so there are some changes that I need to make here to the goals of my students. Claude, you're doing good with where you're aiming, but the bow will come naturally. We're going to get a lot of use out of that. We need to focus on the sword. And actually, I'm going to say, because I'm hoping that we will use the sword a lot more, because it's very versatile and sees a lot of use. No, you know what? You focus on the sword and your authority so that you can become a lord, and in the field we'll try to use the axes a bit more so that you can also be a hero. Because where I see you going eventually is like a little bit of time spent as a hero, maybe a little bit of time spent as an assassin, and we'll pick where you go from there. Lorenz, you're doing pretty good. I like having the versatility and the magic. Raphael, you are going to need some heavy armor. That's going to be needed, but let's stick with the axes too. I love the gauntlets, but I think we'll see more use of those in the field, just because I do really like how they work. That's was well enough, but now we're going to switch it over to the lance and riding, because we're going to use the magic ourselves a lot. Same thing with you, because I think you need the lance no matter what if you want them to be the magic knight class route. Sword and the axe, you unfortunately don't get the hero class. I think there was something about a bow? I am kind of upset at myself because I don't remember what it was we were going to give you. I think it's the sword and the bow. Right, and you are definitely needing some horse riding skills. And on top of that, we'll go with the lance. You need both of those pretty heavily. Alright, and as for who takes what class specifically, I have less of a care, so we'll do the auto-instruct and hopefully it'll pick well.
Experience is everything.
Alright, and let's begin that lecture and push on with the story.
I would like to ask you something.
The ladies have been giving me the cold shoulder of late. Yeah, we just had a conversation about this, buddy. I believe it is because they are intimidated by my noble presence. How can I be more accessible? Talk more about their interests. That will ease the tension. Do something silly, tell a joke. No. Talk to them about their interests.
So that's how it is.
I think that'll be the better approach of the three.
Professor.
Lance and riding, and Lance and riding? You're updating your goals to be exactly what they are. You know what? If you want to feel like it was your choice, by all means, go for it. Raphael. Yeah, let's go check in on our big boy. The man does good work.
Oh, Professor. Are you here to train?
Yeah, I came to train. We can work out together.
I knew it. Gotta train daily. Legs, back, chest, arms, abs. Gotta work them all, right?
Never skip leg
I
day.
just finished training, and I feel great. Check me out. Are my muscles bulging?
Oh, again. The pose. I guess so.
Another day of training and my muscles are ready to burst.
Your
Bulging
shirt's
muscles
definitely
means
ready to
strength.
burst.
I have to be strong if I want to be a proper knight. And I have to eat if I want to keep training. Time to feast.
Isn't studying also important for a knight? Gotta work up the brain muscle.
Way to hit me where it hurts, Professor. I know I'll be in trouble if I don't train my brain, too.
There you go.
Anyone who can't get tactics can't be a proper knight. It's just, I'm no good at remembering that kind
I'm
of stuff.
surprised, though, that
And
you
training
want to
my
be
brain
a
instead of my body
knight.
makes me sleepy. What if I start training
Plenty of,
twice as hard? Then I should only have to
Or at
study
least what
half
would
as
be the
much,
classic
right?
view of a knight. There's plenty of other class options. Although I guess maybe they're using it as
You
a
really
stand-in.
think so? I can't. I guess I have no choice. I'll prove I can do it.
There we go. Get
Wish
that
me
old
luck,
brain
Professor,
muscle flexing.
For my training and for my studies.
Support level C. Is that the lowest? Yeah, I think that was the first one of those that we got. A hymn recital. You know what? We'll go sing with the kids. At least none of them can be as bad as me.
Everyone should sing louder.
Oh my god.
It feels so good.
I stand
just to let it
corrected.
out.
There could be somebody at
Please
least
don't
as
tell
bad
me
as
that.
me.
I should really have a cute dance to go along with it.
Raphael, man, why you gotta come in here and make me immediately wrong? Just sing louder and it's gonna be better, right? Oh. Oh, Flame? I guess this will be our first tea party. Yeah, it's ask questions and then have an interaction. Flame, what would she like? I don't know if this even matters at all. Let's try the
I'm
lavender.
honored that you invited me. I am ever so grateful.
I think you have an opportunity to mess this up,
Soothing.
but it's much better than just sending flowers. So we're gonna try to do this with everyone. The last battle? Of course, I'm gonna mess it up on my first time mentioning that. A place you'd like to visit. Me, I'm pretty sure you can mess this up, but it's a good trade-off.
Very delicious.
Immediately
Please take
blows
care,
it.
Professor.
Of course. Maybe I should have Raphael come to tea with me. Although I bet the
You on
man's
my
more of a
side,
coffee
we're
guy.
solid.
Well then, let's get to it.
I need to have somebody who
There.
I can get in
It's
the
over.
mind of a bit better. Although if I'm worried about that approach, maybe I should be having tea with Claude.
My efforts have borne fruit.
I'm actually pretty good at this.
Alright, so not a lot of progress made, and everybody looks so worn out. Maybe we should have one of those rest days. Now would be the opportunity to do that. So, we're going to rest here. And the next day we're going to do some battles, so that we can see if there's anything special to be done, but also beef ourselves up a bit. There we go. Hopefully everybody's feeling a bit more up to the classes that'll be going on today. And let's see who's fallen a bit behind. Claude, you are still in the process of learning sword skills, but your axe is really starting to trail behind it. So let's just pour some points into that. Raphael, you've got a lot of vigor going on right now. Ooh, do we want to build up the heavy armor or the axe? The axe is close. Let's go with the heavy armor. I don't know of very many other
That was pretty
opportunities
good, huh?
to increase the heavy armor skill.
That was pretty good, huh?
Alright, there we go. That's close, and the axe is already on its way. Anybody else with a lot of energy? Lorenz has a bit. And he's going to be falling behind on the riding and the lance. Let's go with the lance. I don't think you need perfect riding.
This was hard.
Immediately. But the lance skills, anything to help us do more damage. Although, we're really focusing on the magic for your damage output, but you never know when the lance is going to be needed. We've relied on that once or twice already. And yeah, you just don't like the lance, so... Actually, I just poured points into that, but we're going to make a correction to Lysithea. To her goals, there is a class skill you can go down that is sword and magic, and if we focus on that and just abandon the other plan, I think it'll work out well for her. I completely forgot about it, but it's one that I was working on with my character.
Professor.
And I think I'm going to change that up a little bit. Still sword heavy, but we'll see what else that I can work with. I don't know what I just changed his to, but he can have it. He can have whatever it was here. I should do a bit more reading.
Can you?
You guys are just killing it with that stable duty. Although, I'm going to have to change that next time, because she's not going to be going down the riding anymore. Instead, she has to go sword training.
It's all making sense now.
I think I get it now.
I think I've got the hang
Still
of it.
trying to feel out how I want these characters to advance. And of course, they can make changes themselves, because... Sure, they're video game characters. I could be worried about, hey, let me just make the best characters I can. But I have to take the role of the teacher. And if they have goals and ambitions, I should support them. That's my reasoning for why Lorenz got to pick what he was doing. Alright. Onward to some battling, finally. Took us late into the month, but we can get 1 or 2 out. Suggested level 7, that's what we just came off of, so hopefully we can get by doing 1 of these and call it good. I don't think we need to be too super beefy as far as going to deal with any issues in the assassination plots, but we certainly don't want to be weak little know-nothings either. Alright, I think we can take everybody, so we don't have to worry about that. We can check the supports here, but, I mean, I guess we can't. My bad.
Welcome.
Let's make sure our Italians are set and good to go.
Come back.
And I'm worried. I'm worried because this is the one that we had so much trouble with before. And before we were right at the level we had to be, and this time we're still right at that level we have to be. We did find out that it worked well to just head right, so I will build my units up with that in mind. We don't really have anybody that wanting to focus on the lance skills, but we'll move things around and make it work. I'll take the top there point. Claude, you can head lower. Or further back, I mean. Right, and I really don't want her to be the up front one. Let's go with Lorenz. I think that'll work out better at least. Let's give that a shot. So, Raphael, get in there and mess some people's days up. Let's give you that axe. They are going to have trouble resisting the axe draw.
Who, me?
And yeah, we'll put you up there. We'll focus on the sword for now. The axe can take a little bit longer since that's specifically on one of the other paths. What am I doing? We aren't even focusing on the axe anymore. I keep thinking she can get the hero class.
Let's get to it.
Seems like it fits her starting build so well. I think you get a lance, don't you? Yes, you do. It's a great position to put that in. And we'll hang up here a little bit. That puts a nice wall
Ready
there.
and willing.
I actually really like the gap that gives.
Ready anytime.
Hopefully this will work out a better approach than we had last time. I'm making the same mistake I made at the start of the last one, where I'm trying to engage both sides at once. So it might not work out very well, but I think the extra beefiness some of our characters have is going to help us out a lot here. Man, maybe not. We're having trouble landing anything. We can't hit diddly. All right, little bit of damage here. Hopefully. And maybe I can bring the archer down and get that extra range.
Let me paint you a picture. Huh? It worked out.
Our art-loving warrior right here.
I feel like I've grown.
Send him down to be a samurai.
Nicely
They were
done.
pretty well known for being people of the arts. Just got to keep that damage up. Take them out as soon as they get to us, so our weak, squishy characters in the back row are still looking pretty good. Yeah, we'll take him out. Because if anybody is going to advance a little bit farther, Raphael's a good one to do so. Just push a little bit far. Oh, that does open up a full opening. Never mind. Hopefully she can deal with this guy. Come on, land the hit, lady. Good job.
You lost to me?
I said it needed to be done, and you made it done. I didn't know I could do that.
Still a delicate
That's
flower,
cool.
you know.
I wonder if I can do that while the fight's happening, if I can get some cool dynamic shots with it. Alright, Raphael. Slap him with that axe. It's unlikely you're going to have a rough time hitting, but... well, that was hopeful. I'm going to loop around. It opens us up, but I could also have Claude kind of close that gap if need be.
Should I have held back?
Because really, I'm hoping we can move up here and take care of these guys. Claude and I, we're pretty well put together boys right now. And I think she needs to just hang back. The level gap that I let Claude and the main character rise to is going to help us pick off these problemsome side characters. Because if they come in and sweep us from the side, it's going to be a pretty nasty distraction. Break us up a bit more than I want to. Alright, and I wanted to know, I'm going to try it right here. I can adjust the camera while that's going. It doesn't seem like there's a lot you can do besides circle. But there's something to be done with that. That's kind of cool that it's even something you can do. Let's get in here with a little extra fire damage from a range.
You can't compete with me.
Alright, Raphael's starting to get a little bit of a beating, so we'll need to hang back. Claude, stay in there with that sword. But take out this guy who thinks he's getting a little too close.
It was a good try.
I'm also going to need to take that guy out in front of you. As long as I've got the movement, though, shouldn't be that hard to get over there.
As expected.
Right, so where does that place the other guy's movement? Because I need to watch him out for getting too close to my magic user here. So she can move forward, allowing her to come through and deliver some much needed healing.
sword.
I'm relying on Raphael to take a lot of abuse in this, but luckily the boys got a game plan with being able to take some hits. And that game plan is eat big and lift heavy. I gotta say, I don't know quite why you chose to target Bailiff, but okay. You know, that's one of the other characters that if somebody's gonna take a whooping, I'd want it to be him. Let's keep up with that axe, or with the sword. Was debating between going with the axe and the sword, but I'm pretty much dedicated to that role. Let's head back further in. I don't want to expose my characters to being in any position where they aren't in the trees. Oh, and the magic is gonna suck. Alright. But I still have to hold the line. Like, that's kind of my whole game plan right now. I know you're able to heal. Is anybody so injured that I need you to get close? Not all that much, but I guess while I'm here, might as well do it.
So nice of you.
God, that puts you way too much into the target range. That's a bit better, though.
Sorry.
Beef up your speed. And a little bit of that physic healing.
Oh, nice.
There we go. I thought I was out of range for those attacks. I must have missed that one. Luckily, it looked like it was only the one shot they had. Right. Okay, so you are going to be able to hit anybody at a range anyways. Let's hit you from the side and let one of our magic guys get right up near you. I think that'll work out for them a bit better. Much better, actually.
A trivial victory.
Right. Okay. Let's head all the way back and hit him from the backside. I know they don't quite react like people towards the how to deal with an issue, but I think that'll work out pretty well. I can't have her hang back, though, because the enemies are just going to continue to stay at a distance and pick us off with those magic users if we stay in the forest any longer. Alright, so there's a big guy down. Come to think of it, how bad did they hurt Raphael with that magic? Oh, a lot, actually. Ooh. Definitely get up there and heal him. Definitely stay back here and heal. It's a much better plan. There we go. Got the healing done. And let's clear a path. I don't think he's going to be able to do it on his own, but she will. So let's clear a path so that we can get up there and slap that big armored guy with our mace.
I have to.
Because he could be a real issue. Oh, never mind. He's only got 2 health. I think anybody could swing up and do that damage. Yeah, Claude, go get that experience.
It was a good try.
That worked out real well. And he can come over here and get the revenge on this guy who I'm sure slapped him in the face with some magic. And the gauntlets have a much better chance of hitting something.
Should have trained better.
There we go.
Huh.
So who's left? The archer? Is that it? That was it.
Pure grit.
Who'd have thought?
Another one down.
Removing the additional character worked a lot better for us.
Gotta keep him.
Also, better gear and higher levels, but also not having that other character.
I will master that.
Right, who needs some quick, easy experience? You do. And still not quite gonna claim it. Getting that kill shot, gonna be rough. Alright, well, Lorenz can swing over and snipe that victory.
Magnificent.
That went a whole lot better. So let's move on to the battle that would cost a point to use. To go to. Battle in the mountains. I thought there was something about a mission battle that we accepted. I don't think this was it. But it's available. We're going to take it. And I don't think there's any prep work we Nope. I see what kind of map it is, and there is some prep work we need to do. I think Hilda would do really, really well down here in replace of Ignatz? Yeah, and then we'll put the order of operations like that. Oh my god, the heavy armor. Alright, and we need to send our healers over there primarily. Of which she is, and he is. Both of them are capable of healing, and everybody else is going to need to use Vulnerary to keep themselves alive. Alright, that works out. So we're just going to push right on up here and form a wall. Alright, it's worth it for that character to hit. Some of them, it might be more advantageous to not take the damage in the first place.
Chance to grow.
But we're in a position that we can do that.
Ready and willing.
Since we got to hang the distance, we might as well do a little poking of the beast while we're here.
Let's get
She, however, can get close enough to slap him with the lance. Right. So this would be one of the cases where if I had to hold the line longer, I actually wouldn't attack this turn. But we do have a mage coming up right behind her that should be able to
Leave it to me.
finish that guy off. Hit him with the miasma. Miasma will do the job.
Of course I won.
Man, we're at the point where you can actually hear my voice starting to just die. And do a little bit more poking. That's kind of the good thing about the archers is a lot of times they're fairly safe, low damage, which can help some of the other people cross whatever threshold they need to deliver some big, beefy damage. Put that mace on and put her right behind him. Hilda, on the other hand, she's in a little bit rougher spot. I'll have her hang back a little bit more,
I stand ready.
but still distract this first guy. At least hopefully.
Won that.
Nice dodge. Just keep that poking going. Was he able to... Alright, so he's not gonna... Unless he crits, he won't be able to claim the victory. But that will make it much easier for Leone to come in and do just that. Beautiful.
I'll celebrate later.
Alright, let's start pushing forward nice and gently like. Claude, can you get close enough? Not really. But next turn, we're going to be switching to the sword anyways, so leave you be. Just inch forward just a little bit more, buddy. Ryan's going to get some good experience here.
Magnificent.
And, I thought... And maybe we should... No, she doesn't really have to stay out of it, but I don't want her to be in the hitbox either. Because we can heal her from a distance here. That'll work out. And that mace, man, it just does the job.
Plenty more where that came from.
Raphael is going to just beef up in this round. There's no reason I can't just have him be far more reckless
as expected
than I have been through most of the game.
I'm not...
Especially when we're facing a bunch of these heavy armored knights. Or bandits, whatever you're going to call them. Let's just swing right over there. He is in need of some healing,
what's
though.
Next?
He's been hitting a lot of big guys, and even though he is also a big guy, this means they kind of know how to hurt him.
Sorry.
They just can't do it very quickly. Get some backup. Alright, who needs some nice experience? I think Leone. It's not so much that she needs it, but I think building her up quickly is going to be nice. I'm wanting to be a lot more in your face with her as it is, so... And we'll get right on up there. But not quite in their space. Where are you guys going? Get back here. Just everybody charging after them. We want them to focus on us. Because they are exactly that right there is exactly the kind of unit I don't want to be up against Raphael here. I think we can clear out most of the threat here fairly effectively. We'll see how it goes.
Won that.
Right, hold on. Can't swing in over there. But how about... They're only going to do 7 damage. I think we're good with that. Especially because they didn't even manage to hit her in the first place.
I'm really sorry.
Alright, that works out pretty well. And I'm pretty sure they're going to... Oh, they are going to go after Raphael. Why? He's literally the guy I have built to be a counter to your existence. We are just going to be chasing after you this whole time, aren't we? That's exactly what's going to happen here. You're never going to turn around. You're never going to come to face me. Because you have your eyes on a prize. But we can put that prize on a nice little healing tile. And be a lot less enticing to you. I still love that she's her own hype person.
Don't expect much more.
free bullion. And I think we're mostly unharmed, or at least we will be by the time they get too close. And still, we can do a bit of this ranged fighting. Try to minimize the damage they can do before they get here. Absolutely.
I'm all sweaty.
She's still out of the range of the magic. Putting these two right in the way of being able to deal with that issue once it gets here. Especially because they just can't catch up to these guys. Which tells me we've probably got the same speed. Right. Let's see if this will clear you out. Absolutely. And I'm not sure if maybe if maybe Claude should just eat a hit. Maybe he can end him outright. There you go. You let your mage get a little too close, and you got right in just gut punch distance of our big boy.
Huh.
Got some cash and got some meat. I guess that'll do quite well for Raphael, who was our MVP that round. Oh, we're coming up to our birthday. Forgot I used our birthday for it. And by ours, I mean, I forgot I used my birthday when I put it in there. Do we get to have tea with ourselves? It's just, you know what? It's my birthday. I'm going to have a day off. Bailiff. Alright. And a letter from Claude. And it's Claude's birthday. Alright. We share a birthday. I knew there was something between us. Claude. Yes. I'm digging this. Alright. Claude, you and I, absolutely. We're getting some tea. We're having a good time. What kind of tea? I'm going to go with chamomile.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I make you wait? I ran as fast as I could.
See, he's even excited. We're all having a good
smell.
time here.
I think I love this one. Thanks.
Now, hopefully I'll have a better opportunity being able to be in his head and answering these questions than I did the last time.
The taste of relaxation.
Right. Let's see here. Oh, swimming in the ocean would be fun, but... Nah, I think it was the library's collection. I should just go with my first instinct. Classes you might enjoy, close calls, shareable snacks. What classes are you enjoying? Yeah, see, going with the first instinct, that was the way to go. Past laughs, relaxing at the sauna, things you find... You're a good guy, you're gonna have a good laugh. Man, I blew it. I should have just gone with my instincts on the first one.
I know how busy you are.
But that went a lot better than our first shot. Oh. What? Okay. I didn't hear what it was, but we're gonna laugh together. Apparently,
I'm afraid I've stayed too long. Thanks for the tea. Let's plan to do this again
Oh, I should have paid attention to what the what the question was. But still, we had a much more successful second tea time than we did our first time. We share a birthday. I knew I loved him. There was something. There was a connection there beyond the character. Is anybody else able to build up their class? We are, but... I went the mercenary on mine. I mean, the thief is kind of the same thing, but it's more on the dexterity. So maybe I'll take that one. I went the mercenary route just because, you know, big, strong, buildy character. was the way I was going.
A new path to tread.
Well, let's focus on that dex. And Claude, what are you gonna... Where are you gonna go? Right, we were working towards the Lord. And I mean, you've closed the gap. And Archer makes sense, but... I mean, come on. Look at that armor. He looks so good in it.
I did pretty well.
Yes, absolutely be a lord. And Raphael, you can now be the big beefy armored boy. You can be the armored guy who crushes the other armored guys like tin cans. Gonna have to repair that that mace at some point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, so don't want to change you off of that. As much of a joke as it is, I think it's working well for you. Hilda, what can mercenary, thief, and she can continue to just own the axe route. Let's see where we really want to take her in the advanced course. Because where I'm seeing it going, I guess would be the warrior. It's kind of where we're building her towards. But I'd rather her be like the assassin. So I want her to get better at that sword, which means I need to change her inventory. Right, let's abandon the axe and go all in with the sword. Of which you can have the nicer steel sword. We'll give you that one. Anyways, so that's where Hilda's going. She can get on horseback now, absolutely. So now we've got a couple of characters already on their second
All that hard work's paid off.
class. And let's go through a few more of these supports while we're here.
You. Just what are you up to?
You guys good?
Well, if it isn't Lawrence.
Yes, it is. Try not to sound so affronted. And you're just whimsically wandering the monastery grounds again, I suppose?
Oh, naturally. After all, I really do adore the Garrick Mock Monastery.
No, I think not. That impish look on your face does not suggest innocence. You are up to something.
Lawrence, control yourself. Let's not start throwing around baseless accusations. It's not proper. This monastery is packed with 1,000 years of history. Well, 5 years shy of 1,000 if we're going for accuracy. Those pillars, these walls, even the floor.
Can't get over it. Like, of all characters that we'd share a birthday with, it's the
ancestors
guy
may
I've
have
been
walked
like,
these
dude,
very
I am
walls.
in like bromance moment with this boy.
Perhaps if this were a discussion about art, but I'm afraid walls
Claude,
and
man.
floors are not sufficiently interesting to hold my attention. Nor will they suffice to distract me from what is plainly suspicious about you. House Regan was on the brink of collapse until they suddenly revealed you as their legitimate heir. That was only a year ago. Where were you before then? Are you even a true heir to House Regan?
If I weren't truly of House
Yeah,
Regan
there's no way
descent,
he'd have the
how
crest
do you
without
imagine I
that.
acquired my crest?
A crest is insufficient.
Lorenz, you
I'm
are
referring
literally
to your
being a
noble
salty piece of shit,
disposition
aren't
or
you?
lack thereof.
Well, that's what I came here to hone, after all. I can only hope that you will assent to instruct me in the art of snobbery, Professor Lawrence.
I do not think you grasp the significance of the responsibility you
I
bear.
think he
Do you
does.
even
He's
know what
just a
it
bit
means
more
to lead the
humble
Lester
and
Alliance?
worldly
I take
about
no
it.
pleasure in saying this, but much of the chaos in our ranks right now is due to the failings of House Regan's leadership.
Something that will
I
be
intend to set things
corrected.
right. And once I expose you for the fraud you are and reclaim my rightful place, that is precisely what I will do. To be blunt, it would have been better had you never shown your face here.
Sheesh, that guy. He just can't be reasoned with.
That's a bit rough. Alright, Mr. Snobby, Salty Pants. How are you going to interact with the rest of the group?
Meat is the best! Veggies and fish are great too, but there's nothing like a good cut of meat.
May I join you?
Hey, Lawrence,
This is going to be
you here
interesting.
to eat? It looks like you barely grabbed anything.
Please, this amount will suffice for me. There's no need to compare our portions.
No wonder you're so skinny. My little sis eats more than you. Come on, have some of mine.
Oh, that's
You
the
need it more than
farm
I
boy
do.
approach.
You offer me half-eaten scraps? The nerve! With manners like that, even a nobleman would be an absolute disgrace. Have you no dignity?
You're pretty touchy, huh? It's probably just because you're hungry.
Raphael,
Oh, the
please, do you
interaction here
mind?
between these two
Do
is
not enjoy the
hilarious. I like
simple
this
pleasure of
one.
a meal in these conditions.
Just
Why can't you
such
enjoy your
heavy
meal?
opposite ends
You
of the
don't like what's
coin.
on the menu? You wait here. I'll go to the kitchen and find something tastier for you.
That won't be necessary. Please, just let me eat. In peace. Alone.
Man, Lorenz, you're the one who
I
sat
don't think
next
you
to
get
him.
it, Lawrence. Nothing goes with a meal better than good company. If leading the Alliance is your goal, you should really try eating with other people first.
Exactly.
I'm afraid I fail to see the connection between leadership and dining.
If you can't stand...
If you want
Okay,
to be
hold
a
on.
leader, you have to know how to get along with different types of people.
Exactly.
Right? If you really want to get to know someone, all you have to do is share a meal with them.
You break
Quite
bread
the contrary,
with someone,
unfortunately. It seems
and
the
it helps
more
close
time I spend
so
eating with
many
you, the less
interaction
likely we
gaps
are to
between
become
you two.
friends.
The more you eat with someone, the more you learn about them. Their likes, their dislikes, you know?
As long as you aren't shoving your
might get
face
some
in a
of their
phone
food
while
that
you're
way,
having your
too.
dinner.
You can eat more and bulk up. All that talking made me hungry again. I'm gonna go get seconds.
That, on the other hand, possibly a bit
What an
much.
absolute bother. But I suppose he does have a point about observations of character at the dinner table.
Did he just learn something at the end of that? The boy can be reasoned with. He can learn.
Ignatz, let us take a short break. I will pour tea. Please choose a teapot for us to use.
Realizing
You
I'm
want me to
calling
pick one?
everybody the boy, that boy,
I don't
my
see
boy.
any other Ignatz around
but
here.
you know
do
what? It's what I'm doing.
Go on now, we're wasting
I'm
time.
having fun.
The
I'm
pots are over
enjoying
here.
Fire
I will
Emblem.
leave the selection to your judgment.
Let's see.
Also, I love the idea of the different houses
How
and how
about
all that is
this?
going to interact with each other.
That's rather plain. Why did you choose
Because there's
that
a lot
one?
of the political
The tea you chose has a very subtle
exchange
taste,
going
as well
on.
As a smooth, light
Like
texture.
you kind of get
Such an unassuming tea
a certain
calls for
taste
an
of the
unassuming
politics
pot,
of the world.
and one that complements the tea's color. In addition, the pot I selected
Something
has
that a
floral
lot of
design.
other games, like they
Although we
touch
can't
on,
go for
it
a walk today,
exists,
we
but
can still bask a little in nature's
they
beauty.
don't make the
Very
involvement as fun
interesting.
as this.
You know, you have an absolutely marvelous aesthetic eye. Precisely what I would expect from the son of a merchant house that has enjoyed the Gloucester's patronage for so many years. After we graduate, when you begin your trade in earnest, I will introduce you to my father.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. But I'm afraid I'm already on the path to becoming a knight.
Ah, right, you are a second son. Still, your eye for beauty is a talent that should not go to waste.
You can do both.
Very well. If you are to be a knight, then I shall happily take you into my service.
Ah, well...
I mean...
What, does that displease you?
Not at all. I just need a little time to think it over.
It's actually a really good offer. Like, if the man is from a high-up house,
His eye for the arts is unwavering, but in all other
That would make it a
matters,
pretty
he
tough
is
call.
woefully indecisive.
kind of get where he's coming from with that.
Lysithea, do you have a moment? There is a matter of significance I'd like to discuss with you.
I know you're always seeking the attention of ladies, but why are you wasting your breath on me?
Shoot him down
Don't
fast
be
and
silly.
hard.
I want to discuss the future of the Alliance, to have a constructive and candid exchange of opinion.
I'm not so sure I'm the one being silly. Actually, I'm busy. Stuff to do.
Now, hold on just a moment. House Ordelia will never benefit from such a narrow-minded mentality.
I was under the impression you were interested in me as a person. What do house matters have to do with anything?
As it stands, the bonds between Alliance lords are quite weak. If this state of affairs persists, I'm afraid those bonds may dissolve entirely.
I couldn't care less.
I don't know. As long as the bonds aren't
House
so
Cordelia
weak
may be
that
small, but a small
there's
house is fettered by
hostility.
fewer obligations than a larger one. Apply yourselves
You might not
actively
be in that rough
diplomacy,
of a spot.
negotiate wisely, and you could do much to help maintain peace among the neighboring lords. The recognition of those lords would benefit your house immensely. To that end, why not start with me, the heir to House Gloucester? It couldn't hurt for us to become friends, could it?
Yes, yes, of course, when the time comes. But right now, I'm quite busy. Maybe later. As it is, I'm studying magic for the benefit of the Alliance, and I would appreciate it if you left me to it.
Ah, I see. Then forgive the intrusion. I will take my leave of you for now.
Well...
But if there is any way I can be of help, to you or your house, I hope that you won't hesitate to ask. After all, as I'm sure you know, the future of the Alliance is my responsibility.
Ooh.
The future, he says. As though I have a future.
What? Okay. Once again, another character with something there that needs
Hello,
a little
Marianne.
more exploring.
You're well, I hope.
I am Lawrence. Thank you.
Oh, I wonder if she's got,
I cannot help but notice you do not look it.
if she's like engaged to somebody
so?
already.
I feel fine.
Yeah?
Was there something you needed?
How unseemly of me. My apologies.
Does something about me seem off?
Oh, not at all.
No, but she
I was
looks
just
really
remembering your
tired.
father, or rather, comparing my experience of him to you.
Yeah.
Your father, Margrave Edmund. He is one of the shrewdest nobles in all the Alliance.
That's a good
with
call. Let me
noted
relate
gift for
you to your
pointed
father.
speech. On and beyond
no.
the battlefield, his words have the power to move friend and foe alike. My own father has said he would not want to make an enemy of him. Naturally, I am of the same mind.
And she's different?
Your father is blessed with gifts of confidence and
Shouldn't be
eloquence.
wanting to make an enemy
Yet
of
compared
anyone,
to him,
really.
You seem always reticent and downcast. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cause you discomfort. It's just that the contrast between you and your father is striking.
I have very little in common with my adoptive father.
But he sent you to Garreg Mach. Clearly, he sees potential in you. I think I see it too. Yes, a certain charm, gravitas, if you will. Just like him. Oh.
What's going on here?
I can't say that I know too much about him. I should be going now.
There was
Yes,
something
yes, of
there,
course.
but
Please, take care.
what just happened?
Oh, such grace, such serenity. How could such a beauty be hiding in plain sight? With a little polish, she would shine magnificently.
Really, she looks like she could use some sleep. I don't know what has ran her so ragged, but...
Lawrence, at it again.
Hello, Hilda. Are you training too? If that's the case, I may have to revise my opinion of you. Increased strength and skill would serve as perfect complements to your beauty and esteemed lineage.
No, I just left something here. I don't share your tireless work ethic. You're quite something. I don't think I've ever seen you take a break.
When the fate of all the Alliance rests on your shoulders, the rigors of training seem paltry by comparison. Besides, when my admirers see that even an individual of my talent possesses a diligent work ethic, it is sure to inspire them.
I see, but I was wondering... Never mind, you're clearly busy.
Oh, is there something you require? What do you need? There is nothing I cannot handle.
Well, the trouble is, I'm no good at fighting. I'm a fragile young lady, not a fearsome
You're just gonna
warrior.
manipulate him to be your human
I didn't
shield,
even
aren't you?
want to join the academy, honestly. My brother made me.
Of course. For a delicate flower such as yourself, no doubt battle must present a terrible hardship.
It does. It truly does. So, I was wondering if, in the next training session, you do my fighting for me? I mean, I can put on a tough, I'm actually fighting kind of air, but that's not quite enough on its own.
Please, leave all of the difficulty to me. I shall permit no harm to
And
befall
he
you.
falls right into it.
I'm so happy. In that case, I'll focus on giving a convincingly soldierly performance. You know, Lawrence, you're a good guy. Not that I'd have expected anything
And
less
she knows
from a
right where
noble.
all of his buttons
With
are.
each of your foes that I vanquish, I shall only become ever stronger. Yes, leave it all to me.
What a guy. And all I had to do was ask. Maybe I'll have a snack.
Once again, Lorenz being not necessarily one of my favorite characters on his own, makes his interactions between some of the other characters really enjoyable. Kind of fun to just sit
Lawrence,
through and
got a minute?
coax on through with him.
Certainly. I trust you're well?
Doing great. I found a load of old weapons, just got done hauling them out of storage.
Old weapons, you say? If there are any interesting swords in there, I would love to see them.
Oh?
They might only be good for training, but with a little
Is he one of the
care,
guys who
knows?
collects
Here,
weapons?
have some oil.
I think I have a lost item that
Why
would
exactly
fall
are you
into
giving
that.
this to me?
Like I said, they need a little care. With a bit of maintenance, some of these will really shine.
Yes, I heard you. So why did you give me the oil?
It's for polishing, Lawrence. Don't tell me you've never polished a weapon before.
Gotta do that with all your own
That
weapons,
is
buddy.
hardly a
Gotta
task
maintain
befitting
them.
someone of my station. If you had an exquisite blade, something of real historical significance to complement my noble heritage, that would be another matter.
In that case, appraise while you polish. You're bound to find something good working through these.
And,
This
any
seems
sword
as fine an occasion
of
as any to
quality
air my grievances. I am a highborn noble.
could become
As such, it is
a
my
weapon
sworn
of
duty to
importance
protect the
simply
common folk.
by
I have no time
the
for
person who used
trivialities.
it.
What's more, you seem to be under the misapprehension that you can order me about. Please think carefully about how you speak to me.
Dude, you're all students right now.
I'm not
Here,
ordering you around.
pretty much equal
and
footing.
I'm not talking to you as a noble either. I'm asking you to help me with this. As a friend.
I am your friend, but I am also a noble. Those two qualities are not mutually exclusive.
Oh, good. Let's get to it then, buddy.
Alright, so we are getting further and further through these. I like Raphael, but I mean, I don't know. I think we'll go through some of the ladies this time. Marianne, you're a bit odd. Let's see what ones you've got working with.
Hey, Marianne, what's she eating? Mind if I join you? I'm starving.
Huh? Oh,
All my favorite dishes are on the menu today. I might have grabbed too much. You want some?
You grabbed too much. Mister, I'm going back for
All you got on
seconds
your plate
and
are leaves.
mountains of
Are
food.
you sure that'll fill you up?
I'm done eating now. I have to go.
Huh? You're already done eating? But there's still food on your plate. Hey, Marianne! Huh. Maybe she's not feeling well. I should probably go check on her later.
I kind of hope he does. That yeah,
you
here it
said
is.
so? I'm so happy you found all of that food. A little gray starling told me that you can find berries if you fly out toward
Oh,
the
this is her
mountains.
talking with the animals. All right, that's kind of adorable.
I found Marianne. I didn't know she spent her time here. It sounds like she's talking to someone.
What's that? You want to try some nectar from the flowers in the greenhouse? That might be tricky. I guess you could try it if I'm already there. Otherwise, you might get
Is
locked
she actually
Marianne,
able to
who are
talk
you
to them,
talking to?
or is she kind of just that level of crazy?
Huh?
Because we're already
Oh,
talking about magic in
birdie
this
flew
world.
off.
Who knows what any of it could be?
Yes, it looks like he has. What are you doing here, Raphael?
You were acting a little strange when we were eating earlier, so I wanted to check on you. I was worried.
That's sweet of you, but I'm fine.
It's a good
Are
gesture,
you sure?
Marianne.
Well, that's good to hear. As long as... Wait a minute! Were you just talking to a bird?
Just now caught on. I thought we were just gonna skate on by
it.
that.
You can talk to birds! I'm right, aren't I?
Yes.
That's incredible! This place is full of interesting folks, but I didn't think anyone spoke birdie.
No, that's not it. This bird just happened to be speaking human.
Wait. No.
Amazing! I hope I get to meet a bird who speaks human one day.
I love that he buys it too. Oh, you are a lovable boy, aren't you? What else we got? Let's see how she interacts with Hilda. They kind of seem to have different personalities.
Why do I have to clean the library? It looks like you're not busy. I was quite busy sampling pastries, I'll have you know. Who wants to sort books anyway? They're so bulky and heavy. It takes forever to lug them around.
Hilda, you are going to get along well with the modern century.
Right,
Let me
Marianne?
introduce you to a Kindle.
No, I don't mind it.
Oh, you like cleaning then? I will say you look like someone who'd be good at it.
Oof. Yeah, that's a little low blow.
Well, in that case, it's all yours. I'd only slow you down if I'm being honest. As I always say, if you want something done right, let someone else do it themselves.
That is not how that goes, but it seems to work for you so far.
I'm off to run some errands. I'll leave all this in your capable hands.
Marianne, you really need to just step it up on that one. Just let her know what's up.
Marianne, are you? Whoa, what happened? This place looks even worse than before. I didn't realize that was possible.
Well, maybe if you were to help.
I'm sorry, Hilda. I just didn't know the best way to organize the books while sorting.
Oh, well, no way around it, I suppose. I'll show you how it's done.
There you go. And we could have been done hours
You have
ago.
to decide where you'll put each topic. Then, all of the books that don't match that topic, remove them from the section. When you remove them, you need a temporary place to put them. Let's put books on magic here. Books on swordsmanship here. Once you've done that, you just put...
Wow, Hilda, that was incredible.
Yeah, what kind praise. Looks like in the end, I'm doing this whole thing on my own.
Sorry. The least I can do is help you.
See, teamwork was the way to get that one done all along. Alright, so she had some kind of dark issue going on. Let's see if we can't uncover a bit more about that.
This theory just isn't coming together. The thought behind it is sound enough, but...
I think we'll have to wait until other characters
Hey,
get
listen,
higher into
your forehead's all
the
wrinkled.
rating.
You look tense.
So let's see what we can glean
you
from
know you
some
can
of
tell your big
these.
bro rat. I mean, you know you can tell me anything, right?
Raphael, while I appreciate your offer, I'm not so sure you'll be much help here.
What does that mean? Oh, are you researching something complicated? In that case, yeah, you're probably right. Is there something else I can help you with? I'm really good at other things, like training.
I have absolutely zero interest in such things.
I have an idea. Do you want to get real good at playing tag? I could teach you.
You're a little old for that one, I'd wager, but you know what, man?
There's a trick
Find
to it
your
that
joy
most people
wherever
don't
you're gonna
know.
find it.
Like to not get tagged and stuff. Let me show you. It's too sunny to spend all day inside studying. Come on, Big Bro's gonna take you outside.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Can't you see I'm busy? Go bother someone else. What nerve you have too calling yourself Big Bro, like I'm your little sister or some nonsense. Just cut the act.
Did I really say that out loud?
Yeah, you kinda did.
My grades are miles better than yours. If you want to play the part of Big Brother, you'd probably benefit from studying way, way more.
Like I
Well,
said, I'm
maybe
really
there
good at
could
other
be
things.
an
Just
exchange
not
here.
Classroom learning.
You can tutor him,
Stand all the
and he can
excuses.
spot you.
Clearly, you're the little kid here. You got all that? Now don't bother me again. Understood?
I kind of hope that's
Bye.
where this ends up going. That their interactions is going to be him finally getting a little bit of that book smart,
She must be going through a rebellious phase.
and she is gonna start lifting a little bit of the weights, or you know, swinging a sword or whatever they're gonna do. All right, we haven't done much with Leone, so let's go that one. Raphael, it's the closest one.
Hey, Leone, are you just getting back? Whoa, what's with the bag? It's huge!
Oh, this? I thought I'd get all my chores done at once. Guess it got a little out of hand. Sorry to be a pain, but could you help me out?
Whatever bag you're carrying, I'm sure
go to
he's
get all this
plenty
stuff?
equipped for it.
Well, first it was just the cloth scraps from the tailor, and then it was the used oil from a restaurant in town. After that, it was the books the scholars didn't know what to do with. I mean, that was just on the way.
Whoa, it sounds like you did a lot of running around today.
It's exactly what you did with
so bad.
with
I
Claude.
just figured it would save time if I did it all in one trip.
You planned all that out? Impressive!
Whereas you kind of just did it as
what
you
are you
passed.
gonna do with all that stuff you got?
The scraps will be good for dishcloths, and I can make soap from the oil. The books are just to help with my studies.
You really can't let anything go to waste, can you?
That's
Nope,
really
can't stand the
thrifty.
idea.
That's kind of impressive.
Who knew you were so thoughtful? I mean, with actual thinking ahead.
Well, I
You're
mean,
so generous to everyone and always making me food. I never
Raph,
knew. I always
man,
thought you
the
must
bar's
put
a
into
little
it.
low.
I cook to relax, and it's nice seeing how enthusiastic you get about eating what I make. Whatever I give away is just the stuff that
He's
isn't
just a
useful
good,
to me.
wholesome guy.
I pick up all sorts of things when I'm in town. Giving things like that to people who need them or who can actually use them makes sure they aren't wasted.
That makes sense. You've got to use up the stuff you've got after all. Hey, do you think you're like this because you didn't have much growing up?
I guess times were tough now that you mention it. The folks
Oh,
in
that's
my
right.
village
She's
definitely aren't
she's not
rich.
really of any
My
nobility.
dad had to go through a lot of trouble to get the recommendations I needed to attend the academy. That doesn't mean I've grown up to be stingy. It just means I don't like to squander. Anyway, enough of that. It's in poor taste to go on about your own hardships. I've always got time for a meal with a friend, and it so happens I picked up some choice meat today. Why don't we
Oh,
share
you know
it?
he's in for that.
Now you're speaking my language.
There it is. Yep. Well, that was just like a nice exchange. We're gonna call it there though, because going through too many of the supports at once, and that's just about all we end up doing. Now we've got the end of the month mission. We should be pretty well leveled for this, so I think we'll do well here. But which one is this? I don't remember. I think this is the assassination attempt. Yeah, alright, the rite of rebirth.
The rite of rebirth is finally underway. Time to see if our hunch was right.
I hope it's not. Then we wouldn't have to fight anyone.
Also a good outcome. Do I want to be that? I don't want to be that upfront about it.
Dear goddess, please protect us.
Right or wrong, the clock is ticking. All we can do for now is stick to the plan.
And
You seem a
planning
mite
is
too
exactly
relaxed
what you
for my
seem to be
liking.
good at.
The goddess's rite of rebirth is about to begin. While we are in the goddess tower, we are relying on you to secure the locations that are lacking in defense.
May I let you in on something, Professor? My brother can be a bit callous. He told me that he was concerned about you and hinted that perhaps you would be better off patrolling a coffin.
Oof.
That was
Said
in
man.
jest, Flame, and in confidence.
Little bit more,
Please just remain by my side and do not
Belief
cause
in our
any more trouble.
capabilities would be nice.
As a professor, you would do well to remember that it is your duty to guide your students down the path of righteousness.
Please excuse us, everyone. We shall see you again after the ceremony has concluded.
Have a little faith in the people here, man, not just the goddess.
Sedith is way too overprotective. He reminds me of my brother.
Yeah,
Come on,
from
Teach.
a little bit we
I
know
a
about
hidden
you and
spot where
him.
we
I can
monitor
kind of
the
see
stairs
it.
that lead to the Holy Mausoleum. If there's anyone down there, they'll be trapped like the rats they are. We'll just have to take them down without getting bitten. Back to the subject at hand. What I found last night was a sealed coffin in the underground Holy Mausoleum.
It wouldn't be the goddess,
I
right?
did some research, and the only time you can easily get in and out of that place is during the Rite of Rebirth. And because of that alleged assassination plot, it has even thinner defenses than usual. It's all too clear.
Yeah, you're right, man. It lines right up. But a sealed coffin? Like, the only one that I can think of would be the goddess. Because supposedly that's where she was buried. It's not like we're just going to plop her out of her coffin to have everybody see her. You leave that sealed, man. People just got to take you on faith that it's where she is.
Welcome.
Do I have the blacksmith yet? Still no blacksmith. So I need to check our items just to make sure everybody can have something to use. We're using the steel sword. I can probably store these for now. I don't know who I want to use them on, but they're status buffers, and I think they're permanent. All right, got the bow. We are not fully abandoning the axe, but we're gonna rely on it a lot less. All right, got the steel sword. We can put the bullions away. God, that mace is gonna need some work. What do we have to give you in between? A steel axe? I think that'll work out well. We're gonna have to be picky now about that mace, because until I can get that repaired, I don't want to lose it. Alright, steel lance and the bow, she's good. You're good. And these are magic characters, so whatever weapon they have, don't really need to worry about it. And again, I am going to store that iron bow. It doesn't have any need to be here. One of these points, I also need to buy everybody some new units to be with them. But right now, I am just going to worry about making sure that they are kept up on.
Come back.
Alright, let's hop into the fight. Okay, so we have to finish this within 25 turns anyways.
Our guess was spot on. Looks like we have company.
Those Central Church dastards have spotted us. Buy me some time while I open the seal on the casket.
I'm on it.
Oh, so the Western Church is definitely
Looks
an
like
issue
the enemy
here.
is going after the casket in the back. Maybe they're going after the Saint's bones? Weird.
Less weird
I'd
than
like
you'd
to
think.
defeat them before they can finish the job. But did you notice? Look closely at the ground. There's some kind of contraption on certain parts of the floor.
Oh yeah. So I did see this on some of my other on one of my other playthroughs.
The smart move is to advance while finding.
I think
the
I only
best
have
fighting
one that's
positions
far
we
enough.
can,
That's
based on
this
the enemy's
far.
weaponry.
And these are tiles that have effects. So that one is a great chance to avoid. Better resistance. Free cover. And I don't think we have anybody that is flying, so we don't have to worry about that. So if we're on a beneficial one, we will just get the benefit. I guess for the most part, we're just getting our hands dirty here. And I want to avoid this guy. Desperately. It's level 16. Holy cow. Yeah, let's just make sure I don't step anywhere into his big red plus here.
Let's get to it.
Let's move you a little this way. That extra movement is going to be so nice right now. Because we have a time limit. Or more like a turn limit, but either way. Let's get you closer, but not too close. The healer I want to keep kind of in the middle for now.
Ready and willing.
Just let other people get up in it. Even though you're a Lord class, man, we still have that
Sorry,
bow.
but victory is mine.
Which is why I'm keeping that ability for you to attack people who want to get in melee while you're using your bow.
Stand ready.
That's staying on you. Alright, and we're just going to charge in. If either side starts to falter a bit, we'll swap over and help them out.
Leave it to me.
Ready anytime.
Death Knight, prove your strength and scatter these fools.
I don't take commands or waste my time on weaklings.
I'm getting a really disturbing vibe from that guy. No one go near the evil-looking knight, okay?
Yep, can do. Stay away from the Death Knight. Okay. Mages. maybe, Raphael, maybe you're better spent with your energy walking forward and around the Death Knight. We certainly aren't well equipped to deal with him any other way. We need to hang just far enough back. And because I think Raphael is going to have a rough go of it, we're going to take this way to join the group. We'll let these characters stay off on their way. Oh, Hilda, I don't want to leave you there, but there's not a lot of options. Like, the least we can do is get up here and provide some cover. At least hurt them before they hurt you. Go there and move you over here. And I can hear that my brother's home, so I'll be right back. I have some things to talk with him on. So I am gonna put this up and I'll be right back.
I'm all sweaty. You lost to me?
I apologize about that. Let me take that off the screen now that we're good to go. Yep, there we go. Alright, who got hurt and how badly? Alright, Claude, you did take a bit of a beating. And I really don't want him to get up in there. Who else is hurting? Marianne, let me go through here and make sure nobody died. Alright, I think we're good. I don't think anybody got hurt too bad. Why did you walk right up next to her? That's an odd call. Man, we could get some of that sword experience, but the damage output is just not worth it. Especially when we can just drop them right here.
You underestimated me.
And there's that level 10 gap,
My
so
efforts are paying off.
once you're able, I think you can get your next class. And a chest key, which we have a couple of chests here. I would like to try to see if I can get those. But I don't want to go out of my way for it and wind up putting myself in a worse spot.
Each battle, a chance to grow.
Alright, I really don't want Raphael to go up there, but Claude can instead go this way. And then Raphael can deal with the guys that we will now have pretty well closed off.
That's the golden deer for you.
Between our main character and him. I think that works out a lot better in his favor. Because magic is going to hurt him a lot.
Won that.
And we can still heal Claude, I hope. There we go. Heal him right up. So now we can go focus on the other side. Because aside from that one kill grab, kind of gotta coax these guys out. Magic is rough to deal with. Let's bring you up here. And if they want to come deal with us, we're going to claim the advantage of this avoidance plate. It's kind of not where I want her to be, but I think she's safer there. Yeah, nobody... Oh, she's actually hurt enough that I want to hold her back a little bit. I almost missed that. Well, it didn't help us anyways. We still took some damage.
Let's try.
Meanwhile, that one was a clean dodge. And that is why I love the heavy armor, guys. The weapons just bounce right off. Cover. Alright. Let's take that. Yeah, Claude, while we're here, you can just, you know, take out the trash.
Should have trained better.
Take that cover before we start attacking. And we'll use this spell because it will actually heal us back some of what we do for damage. I thought we were injured going in. I didn't... Oh, jeez. I didn't think that he was unharmed at the start of it. I thought he already had a little bit. And we're definitely going to take a little bit more here, but we have to keep him away from Raphael.
Never underestimate an ounce.
So we're still a little bit rough off, but at least the guy that's most vulnerable to that is going to be safe from all of that. That's going to... She's going to hurt a little bit here, but I think our healer can get close enough to not have to use...
Did I hurt you?
The ranged healing? Yeah, but unless I can take you out, it's not worth it. Let's work on that lance work while we're here. I think the melee attacks are going to be more damaging anyways.
I'll celebrate later.
There we go. Alright. Now you can get up there and heal her. It's a lot safer too. And you need to get to that chest. That's kind of what I'm relying on you for.
The reinforcements haven't arrived? If they approach from behind...
I don't think you'll be approaching from behind. We're making a mad dash here. If all goes well, you will be dealt with long before they'd be able to hit me anyways.
As expected.
Right, which of you guys has the... Oop. What just happened? I got rid of some menu somewhere. You have the chest key. Oh, that's what I did. I didn't even know that button did that. Alright, so the X button just takes that away, which kind of gives you a better view of what's going on. But it also is how you pull up the menu for who has what. Right, we're going to hang to the side here and continue this path. Let's get right in your face. because I think that might do still not enough, but I'm going to do it anyways.
I'll keep it simple.
Oh, but that crit! That
like
crit
that?
did the job!
Can I get a...
Can you get a do-over? No, that worked phenomenally. And you can back right out of their hitbox. So we are good on that. Why would you want a do-over? That was like the best that could have gone for you. Where's... Claude, you're a little far up for the healing. Need to pull you back next time. Just keep moving forward. We are going to stay as far from the Death Knight as we can. We get a little too close to comfort as it is.
Should I have held back?
Also, I did face him once already on another file, which is why I know even if you try to hit him from the corners, he has the ability to hit at a range even with his melee weapon. Keep moving forward. I think our boy Bailiff here is going to be the one to deal with him, but we need to clear out everybody else first. Yeah, Lance will work here. I think we're also the one getting the benefit, not him. But we're going to have to deal with these guys over here too. I think... Yeah, we're not going to be in their range yet. But it won't be that long before we are. Alright. We're getting close to that chest. We'll see what's in the other one here soon.
That takes care of that.
Well, there's their reinforcements. A little far behind. God, we are like so close to poking distance to you. Yeah, you're still not able to hit the damage output that's going to worry me. I have a couple of really beefed up units now, so I actually think I'm going to be pretty safe for a while. I know eventually I'm going to have to worry about leveling them, doing some level grinding again.
Ready and willing.
Because as long as the option's available, I'm going to want to stay above whatever curve they start throwing at me. That's a nice find. But I'm also not fully certain on... can she go closer? No, we're not going to get to heal our horse lady up here. So we'll just call that a turn.
Don't waste it.
And they missed, so all of the negative effects that would have come with that, man, they don't even affect us. Now you guys can just do you down there. And I need to deal with this guy before he becomes an issue.
I'd call that a win.
Him on his own, not that bad, but the two here working together, that's a bit more worrisome. She doesn't have a bow, so she is not able to do much of anything there. Except be there to take the hit. If she's able to take any healing benefits here from anybody, I'll want to do that then. We're getting kind of close to the end here, so I don't need to worry too much about saving that anymore. Also, even though I have a couple of characters that are a bit more beefy, that still doesn't mean that I can worry, not worry about the others, because as we're seeing, backup can arrive at any point. And if I had a few stragglers too far behind, they wouldn't be faring too well right now. I guess if we have trouble hitting, we can use that one. But I think those are good enough chances.
You're too late. The seal will be broken any minute now.
Are we too late if we're already up here with you?
Each battle, a chance to grow.
You certainly didn't gain any minutes from that.
Such power dwells within.
It's no
I'd say we're doing pretty good as the
seal
thief.
is broken. You can't. A sword.
Did it just... I didn't notice it the first time I saw this scene. It almost looked like it absorbed the fireball. I thought what it was is he just swept it aside. I didn't watch the scene that closely the first time. But no, it like absorbed it and shot it back at him. And here we get to this lightsaber through his shield. It means nothing! And now we get the cool, fancy weapon! Now our concept art is complete.
That sword is... I see. What a pleasant surprise.
Is that how you'd put it? Aren't you guys on the other team? Although maybe it's a pleasant surprise because anybody is now known to be able to wield it.
After it. Hey, Professor, the way that sword is shining, do you think it could be...
Oh, those mages are not happy.
Looks like you have this under control. You, round up any stragglers.
We surrender. Except you don't get that choice. Not with her. You can just drop to your knees and just accept the death at this point, because that's what's happening. Yeah, you know what, Leone, she definitely earned it there. She carved a path right through that entire right side. The mysterious blade unleashes its true power by Bayless' hands, extending to reach... Okay, so yeah, this is the sword that we saw in the cutscene that I was ogling that I thought was so cool. It is a whip sword. We get to swing it out, and we can really reach out and touch people. But also, our way to recharge its durability is by resting, which I thought was kind of an interesting twist on the weapon.
As all of you have committed a breach of faith, the Archbishop will now pass judgment.
She is not going to be gentle with
Inciting
you.
a kingdom noble to rebel. Unlawful entry. The attempted assassination of the Archbishop. An attack on the Holy Mausoleum. It is unnecessary to go on, followers of the Western Church.
What? We have nothing to do with the Western Church.
What?
You have already been identified. Please spare us your second-rate theater.
Dishonoring a holy ceremony is worthy of death.
Hold on.
For a member of the Church. You are well past the hope of redemption. If you have any grace remaining,
can we at least hear him out on that?
Your life
I mean,
as atonement for this crime.
No, this isn't what we were told would happen. We've been deceived.
It's no use arguing. Whatever your excuse, the punishment stands. May your souls find peace as they return to the goddess.
Wait, please. The goddess would never forgive you for our execution.
Monster. We know you've already slaughtered many of our fellow brethren like this.
This concludes the investigation. Please remove these poor lost souls from my sight.
Yeah, Claude?
I suppose that's
What
that.
do you have to say about
the
that?
assassination attempt, the attack on the Holy Mausoleum? Looks like it was all a plot by the Western Church.
I'm not buying it.
It's just too bad that that masked knight who was leading the attack got away. Vanished without a trace.
But why would the Western Church
There's
want
more
attack
to the
Lady
story
Rhea?
than that.
Why? Take your pick of reasons. Relations with the Western Church aren't exactly friendly.
What are these reasons? Are they
that's
really
right.
good enough
Gerald mentioned that you grew up completely isolated from the church.
to push them
The
that
Church of
far?
Saros is split into a few different branches across Fodlan. The central church is headquartered right here at Garrick Mach. Then there's the Western Church. Far west from Castle Gaspar, where Lord Lonato had his little rebellion, is the fortress city of Aryan Road. It's the strongest fortress in the kingdom. On the other side of it is the headquarters of the Western Church.
Not too smart to bicker with people who worship the same goddess as you.
Yeah, that's
the bishop of the Western
part of
Church
this.
must be pretty ambitious. Probably hopes to split off completely. In which case, he'd need to weaken the Central Church's influence. Killing Rhea is certainly one way to do that. To the shock of no one, I hear the Knights have been sent to subdue the leaders of the Western Church. We'll probably get a chance to assist.
Wait. So they wanted to, after being arrested and knowingly being sentenced to death, they wanted to emphasize their disconnect from the church. A point we aren't even giving thought to. Like, we're just like, no, we know you're with them. Without even pursuing that bit of information. And we're just cool with going to wipe out the entire Western Church? Well, not the entire, but to go on a cleansing of the church. Still, it's not adding up. There's something here that's not right. And we're going to need to get some more information on what that is.
You're an odd one, aren't you, Professor? How'd you make it this far in life without ever interacting with the church? I can't believe someone like you exists in Fodlan. It's too strange.
If you think that's weird, consider the fact that Rhea hired Teach despite all that.
So those guys they caught, they all got the axe, right? That's brutal.
Lady Rhea can be rather intimidating.
I mean, the execution side of it, that makes sense. They went in
downright
and
terrifying.
broke some pretty
Professor.
serious laws.
Those who cannot be saved must be delivered to the goddess for judgment. Is that not so?
There
The
you are,
only point of
Professor.
contention we have is
It
whether or
seems
not
Lady
you
Rhea
think
would
the
like a
death
word
penalty
with
is
you.
valid.
Come with me.
The fact still stands that they did commit some serious crimes, one way or the other. It just so happens that this happens to be how they handle it.
Lives. Not that I had ever placed much faith in those swine from the Western Church.
I have news, both good and bad. The remains of Saros were not in a tomb. However, something else was. The Sword of the Creator.
And so here we see,
the weapon wielded by that
I
thief,
guess,
the
two
King
of the shadow
Liberation.
hands behind a lot of the
Thief.
crazy.
At any rate, it is now in the hands of the Academy's new professor. I doubt you will be surprised to hear that the Crest Stone had already
I think
been
we saw this
removed
guy
from
once
the sword
already.
when it was found.
As expected. It would be foolish to keep both in the same location.
There's more. The professor was able to awaken the sword's true power. Even without the Crest Stone, the sword glowed red. The professor's crest is compatible. There is no mistaking it.
Absurd. Using a relic without its crest stone should be impossible. The King of Liberation's bloodline should not even...
They must be allowed to keep it, for now. I do not have enough information about the professor to act. As for your request, I assent. The Death Knight is at your command. Use him well.
Good. I believe I will enjoy this a great deal.
Well, that certainly got interesting, didn't it? There's a lot going on now.
Thank you enough for defeating those invaders in the Holy Mausoleum, and especially for protecting the Sword of the Creator. That sword is one of the hero's relics, and the most precious artifact in the Church's possession. It is also a weapon of terrifying power. For now, I will entrust the sword to you. Please, use it wisely.
If the temple is
Lady Rhea,
sealed,
wait.
why not just leave it there
Do you
again?
truly mean to give the sword of the Creator to this
Oh, I guess we are
stranger?
able to
Surely
use
it is
it,
not the
so...
sort of thing one hands over so readily, even to someone who has the ability to wield it. If someone like Nemesis were to appear again, all of Fodlan would be consumed by war.
Tell me a bit about this Nemesis guy. That's quite
Nemesis,
the name.
The King of Liberation. He is an ancient king of mankind who was defeated by Seros over 1,000 years ago. When Fodlan was attacked by wicked gods, it is said that the goddess gifted Nemesis with the sword of the Creator. Nemesis used that sword to defeat the wicked gods, saving all of Fodlan. Henceforth, he was dubbed the King of Liberation. However, his power began to corrupt him until he himself turned to the darkness. Saint Seros was forced to destroy him. Lady Rhea, I beg you to reconsider. Given a little more time, we could more accurately assess this stranger's abilities.
No. I have faith, Seteth. Faith that our friend here will not be corrupted by wickedness. Since the death of Nemesis, none have been able to wield the sword of the Creator.
We're getting some deep lore bombs dropped on us right now. They're getting into a lot of that back history stuff from, I'm assuming that area where all the ruins were in the... I don't remember what it was called. It was the Chasm of Red or whatever. The Red Canyon.
Now, after all those long years of being sealed away, it has returned and found a new master.
We sure about this?
I understand. As you wish, Lady Rhea. There you have it, Professor. See that you do not betray the trust the Archbishop has seen fit to bestow upon you.
The sword of the Creator? The King of Liberation? Each tale is more confusing than the last.
Yeah, we're starting to get into the meat of all of
really
this,
can't
where
believe that
everything
Rhea at
starts
all.
to intertwine.
That sword is clearly precious. So why is she so keen to gift the thing to you?
Also, why is she like so in favor of us? Like that's still a point of question. Yeah, it certainly is
I
strange.
feel as though we have become entangled in a mystery. And there is one more thing that has been plaguing me. The sword of the Creator. It somehow feels distinct from other relics we have seen. Such as the one that... Oh goodness, what was her name?
Catherine.
Yes, her. The sword of the Creator is different from her Thunderbrand in one key way. It bears a hole, where something should have been, but is no more.
That must be the seal that the other guy was talking about.
I despise not knowing what is going on. It frightens me. And yet, I place my trust in you. I must.
Look, you're like literally trapped in my head right now or something, so yeah, you really don't even have a choice as to whether or not to put your trust in me, especially since I'm hearing all your thoughts myself.
Whatever comes to pass, please swear to cut a path that is your own.
And of course we got to go with the sword puns, but I'm all in for that.
The sword of the Creator, pulled right from the legends. I finally found it, and yet it ended up in Teach's hands.
Are you saying you
Could
wanted
I even
it?
use it anyway? Damn it. There's no telling what's to come.
Claude, what are you scheming at, buddy? Alright, so Claude is starting to kind of show some of his other side of what's going on, too. But I'm going to wrap it up here for the day. I hope, and I don't know for certain, but tomorrow is going to be my last day off on vacation. And I want to do some more of this game. So we will cover that tomorrow. I hope. Otherwise, it will be the next game I stream. I should be returning to Halo at some point soon, but I don't know for certain if that's where I'm going to be. So thank you so much, everybody who stopped in to watch, and I hope to see you next time. And I also hope that whenever the next stream happens, I hope you have a good time until then. See you next time.
For when the rain finally does take pause, the clouds part and give way